company because of their boss. What we're not dealing with here is the buzzword of engagement, but we're dealing with a crisis of human connection in the workplace. The place where a leader and her or his employee come together, that's that crucial intersection between what we need as humans in the workplace and the business's success. And we've just launched a study called the Net Connected Research that proves engagement is only a symptom, and that you can actually measure human connection and connect human connection to business performance indicators of greater engagement, less turnover, and actually higher profitability. We can now measure that companies that are in connection are 38.7% more profitable than disconnected organizations. Long answer, but you've asked a really compelling question.
And really quick here, what can we do to make them feel more seen? Is it just a raise, and maybe giving a raise will pay off for the company?
And the thing is, it's even proven now that raises are not the key issue. And employee engagement, pizza parties, and that is not the issue. What they have to do is they have to find a way to develop better relationships, better and more connected relationships at that crucial intersection. And that is actually what we do as a business, and which is why we commissioned our Net Connected Score research, because if relationship between a human being and a human being is so important, and again, that's something that we were hardwired with when we were born. As human beings, we need to be connected to someone. It could be our friend group, it could be our spouse, our partner, it could be, and it's definitely in the workplace, that's where we spend more than a third of our lives. So it is helping in that relationship where the employee feels seen and heard by their direct supervisor will result in higher engagement, higher productivity, higher innovation, greater collaboration and cohesion, the things that make a team great. And that's what we're lacking. We all come from such different backgrounds now. Some of us work in the office, some of us work at home, some of us do both. We've got team members in places halfway around the country, around the globe, different geographies, different languages, different cultures. Trying to bring that all together in today's modern workplace, it's really hard, and the only way to solve this problem is through better relationships between that, in that place where human need for connection meets the business success of the organization.
Dennis Holland is the CEO of Quantum Connections. Dennis, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Major Garrett up next.
If you missed this,
can you talk about how often officers are ending up at schools and how difficult those situations are?
3,100 calls a school year. It was about 17 calls a day.
Or this?
Stan's picking the press pool. What are your thoughts on that?
I have many, as you might imagine. I've been in the press pool covering the White House, the greatest privilege of my repertorial life.
Catch up on the Wisconsin's Afternoon News podcast at WTMJ.com, presented by Dave Draycamp Heating.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Mason, featuring this week's guest, Sighting Unlimited. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact NX Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at nxwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. I love this place. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. At Azura, it's about compassion and empathy. Not that long ago, I was in their place on the North Shore. I love how they take care of people. It's a tough decision when you decide mom, dad, grandma, grandpa need to go live somewhere else. At Azura, they make it easy because they have heart. Many locations in southeast Wisconsin. They're Wisconsin-based and family-owned. They're the real deal. I always say kindness is at the core of Azura. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. It's Azura. Healthy joints, healthy lifestyle. Vince Petrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Arthritis, injuries, wear and tear, common joint issues that keep you from doing what you love. At OAW, a visit to the doctor doesn't always mean surgery. Everyone is different. Surgeons, nurses, physical therapists work together to come up with a plan for you. Maybe it's PT, medication, injection, and if you do need surgery like I did, you know you're in the best of hands. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
This report sponsored by Exterior Pros and Baths. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation. Ready to tackle your home improvement project this spring? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. Visit extpros.com today.
Traffic and weather, then the best in the business, Major Garrett. How we doing, Deb?
Well, it's slow, for sure. We've got some pretty nasty backups going through the Marquette interchange on westbound 94 all the way past Mitchell Boulevard. Once you get past that, you are good to go all the way to Waukesha County, so you should be good there. On the eastbound side, little pocket heavy traffic near Brookfield Road and back on the brakes from 92nd Street to 35th, southbound 43. That's slowing down from Fond du Lac Avenue down through the Marquette and over the high rise, back on the brakes from Lincoln down towards Howard Avenue. Northbound is going to be slow through the Marquette as well, all the way up to Keith. And then 41 southbound, lots of company there from Appleton Avenue down to Capitol Drive. Northbound, heavy from about Mayfair Road all the way up past Burleigh. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast tonight, increasing clouds, low 31. Tomorrow and Thursday, almost identical. Rain, snow mix, high of 42. Friday, sunny, 46. Saturday, mostly sunny, a high of 52 degrees. Right now, it's sunny and 36. We are joined by CBS Chief Washington correspondent Major Garrett. He's also commissioner of the March Madness pool I was just in, where I got smacked down. Major, thanks for being with us.
Well, don't kick yourself, John. I had 4 brackets in my tournament, and my brackets finished a sterling 87th, 95th, 136th, and 165th. So, out of 175. Yeah. There you go.
Hey, Major, I saw a clip that I was absolutely fascinated by. It was a conversation on your show, your streaming show, with economist Justin Wolfers from Michigan. Oh, boy, did he paint the picture of why these tariffs are damaging in ways that Americans haven't even thought about. What were your key takeaways from what the renowned economist had to say?
So, I asked him, one of the presentations at the White House through its various spokespeople, the Treasury Secretary, the Chief Trade Advisor, the U.S. Trade Representative, or the Commerce Secretary, say, look, other economies need to buy as much of our stuff as we buy of theirs. And that's just simply not possible, because many of our trading partners are poorer than we are. And if we take the things that they make for us and make them here in America, let's say it's T-shirts or sheets or other kind of textiles, which we used to make in the 70s and 80s and largely don't make anymore, then we're taking the income generation from their country away from them, meaning they're a less reliable consumer market, transporting jobs to our country that are no longer going to be done by human beings, largely going to be done through automation. So we're not adding American jobs, but we're taking away from us the ability to export into a market that's viable economically. And he said that's a way to not add jobs in America, or not add very many, and take away markets from us, which will make us not richer, not more employed, but poorer. And he said that's one of the fundamental mistruths about saying that the globalized economy is somehow dramatically unfair to America. And he didn't say this, but it's a number I can't get out of my head, John, which is this. The United States has 5% of global population. It produces and earns and enjoys 25% of global gross domestic product. 5% of population, 25% of GDP.
That's amazing.
That means we are a global economic colossus. Are there imbalances that are irritants in that? Yes. Can they be dealt with? Well, you can deal with China. You have to encourage the Chinese to boost domestic consumption and less exporting. Maybe tariffs are a means to achieve that. But the simple truth is many American businesses, especially of the medium size and the small size, rely on Chinese imports in order to have them here in America for their consumer base. 104% tariff, which goes into effect at midnight tonight, will make those imports to small and medium-sized businesses in our country, if not instantly more expensive pretty soon, in 60 to 90 days. Now, they may have ordered enough inventory to get them through the next month or two. That's called pull-forward inventory. And a lot of American businesses have been doing that. Here's the bottom line, John and Julia, and I've been watching and reading a lot about this. Fortune 500 companies, the biggies, can absorb this, can ride this out in various ways because they have bigger margins, larger cash reserves, and better credit. Medium and small businesses live on very tight margins that are going to be immediately affected by these tariffs. They don't have the credit reserves, they don't have the cash reserves. They are going to suffer, and suffer more painfully than the bigger corporations. So I know that a lot of Trump supporters are, oh, Wall Street's panicking, Wall Street's good. Stick it to Wall Street. Okay, but what about Main Street? Because the small and medium businesses are going to feel this first and harder.
And Major, there's always a distraction tactic that's always happening. One of them that has pages and pages of comments on our show alone, Major, is the fact that the president may have a military parade on June 14th. His birthday, also the 250th birthday of the Army. What do you think about that?
Well, it's something that's been percolating through the local media here in D.C. People have been talking about it. Things are always subject to reevaluation. I do know, having covered the first Trump administration, the president has a very strong appreciation for, kind of almost an addiction to,